Well, hello there, my lovely Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, welcome to your twin flame reading for November-ish 2019. I am your reader if you are new to the channel. Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of DrawingTheCircle Productions. 21 and a half years in business, spiritual events production, half year, yeah, we started at Beltane, 1998, so yeah, this Samhain it would be, 21 and a half years. I call DrawingTheCircle my son, so he's old enough to drink. Speaking of which, my subscribers, thank you so much for returning. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. We just hit the 500 mark, unless somebody was like, ew, I can't deal with him anymore, and unsubscribed. Last check, it was a little over 500, so I'm shooting for that 1,000 mark. You know, because I want to do super live chat. It looks like a lot of fun. I've watched a whole bunch of them. And you can tip people. Please tip me. I have a PayPal me if you want to tip me, you know. A little good karma circulating, a little $5 here, $10 there. You know, puts gas in the car. Verona car. But my promise is that once I do get super live chat, 1,000 plus subscribers, that I will do what's called, affectionately or not so much, drunk tarot. Now, I never drink alcohol when I am working professionally. It's just a Virgo ethic. Yes, I am a Virgo, but a Pisces moon, Leo rising, and I have Venus in Libra. So I'm right there with you, my Libs. I just did a dear friend's 50th birthday party on Sunday. Big party, good sized party. Spot Red sat in the living room on the sectional and sort of like Spot Red around the place. Had a fucking field day. They were drinking, they were carrying on, it was great. And they were like, do you want something to drink? Because I'm a lot of fun. Like, I'm a pure Dionysus archetype most days. Put me in a party setting, right? And open up the chakras. Here he comes. And I was like, no, thank you, no, thank you. Because it's not that my readings become in any way unclear at all. It's like third eye squeegee, but my edit function shuts off. My diplomacy goes out the frickin' window. And I'm funny. I've never been a mean drunk. I'm a fun tipsy. I don't really get drunk. I'm not a big drinker. But it's a lot of fun to watch, apparently. I did one of them with my past life son, Anthony. If you want to go back and look at my old catalog, Drunk Tarot Part 1, Part 2. Haven't done it again since. So if you like and subscribe, I promise you, for at least the first couple of months, we'll see how that goes. If everybody knows walking in, it's like, he's drinking. The readings are going to be clear, but this is for entertainment purposes only. But did you know I'm a spiritual counselor? Yeah. Still, I believe, holding a ministry degree through the Silver Broom Ministry. Since I've retired, I don't know if they dissolved the organization. I doubt they would tell me anyway, which is... but yeah, so let's have a field day with this today. But a couple of things. Now, if anybody wants to timestamp this reading for when the reading starts, I have to do this every time. It's like disclaimer time, or I like to call it exposition, right? Last time on The Flash, right? They have to like catch up with what's going on. This is a general read, which means it's not going to fit every single person, although I do bless the decks before I hit the record button, that they be truly helpful, right? That the decks be blessed for the highest good of all, or for the well-being of all. So really, there's got to be something in here for everybody, I would guess, on some level. But that's why I always do Sun, Moon, Rising as a foundation. Every single zodiacal read that I do has that. And then I add Venus for relationship stuff, Mercury for Mercury retrogrades. You know what I'm saying? So please do check your other signs. Doing the best that I can to read like what millions of people in these zodiacal quantum clumps of y'all. So it's tricky as heck. This is also a soulmate read. Please do at some point check the links in the description box below about the videos about one from Matt KAHN, Total Life Changer, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined. What a third eye opener on that one. Really, really helped me clarify, because I hated those terms. I always felt like twin flame and soulmate were not the same thing. And the soulmate reads that I just did were so wonderful, satisfying. The bottom line contract of a soulmate contract, twin flame soulmate are both a soul contract. That's in the videos. I even did one called Clarifying Twin Flame Soulmates and True Lovers, which is a third type of contract. You can watch that one too. The bottom line contract of a soulmate is you help each other heal. The bottom line of the contract with the twin flame is that the contract teaches you how to heal yourself, how to love yourself, right? Self-esteem, self-respect. And I just got the download this morning. Unrequited love is a twin flame contract. So if you've ever experienced unrequited love, right? No, never, Libra, never ever, right? That's a pre-incarnational agreement. Nobody did anything wrong. They couldn't give you what you wanted, and you couldn't give them what they wanted, right? It's just part of the development and growth of the soul, that everything that happens in this world, like it or not, you don't have to like it, is happening for the evolution of the soul. And the personality has to just kind of cope, right? And as that, the ego is slowly integrated as we love what rises in every relationship in our lives is either twin flame, where they're teaching you how to heal yourself. They don't know that most of the time. Or a soulmate, symbiotic, you're helping each other heal. These are twin flames, so they tend to be a little tricky, which is why I'm taking my time with these reads. Because I know how torturous, how tumultuous, how tricky, yet how transformative they are when you get what the contract is, and then you can play the game, right? Play to win. And not necessarily at that the other one has to lose, right? It's particularly if they're toxic, if they're narcissistic, if they're codependent, they were chosen to play this role to teach you, right? So look at the pain they're going through for you, and vice versa, right? So there's that. What else? Oh, yeah, we're doing divine masculine, divine feminine in this just as a way to differentiate two parties in a contract. Because it's better than saying party A and party B, right? That's like, or Cardi B, for that matter. It sounds a little impersonal, at least divine masculine, divine feminine. It's that that colloquial understanding that we have, at least here on YouTube. But it has nothing to do with bodily gender. I myself really do identify as a divine feminine. I'm a Pisces moon, Virgo sun, like I said, extremely empathic and intuitive and clairvoyant from a very young age. Learned to develop it, turned it into a career, obviously, so I identify as a divine feminine. And yeah, certain romantic relationships I've been in, I've brought that out in me, the divine feminine. Suddenly I'm like making meatloaf and shit, right? You know, being the nurturer. But in others, honey, it's Dionysus balls to the wall on the top. So you feeling me? You feeling me there? So because of that, the information may ping pong back and forth, because if it is truly a twin flame contract, you may see yourself in both sides, right? That they are reflecting back to you. There are different levels of mirrors. It's not like if they're narcissistic, you're narcissistic. It's that there's something in there showing you something within yourself that's calling out to be loved, that only you can love. Are you feeling me? So you can even use these readings to look at the contract between your own divine masculine and divine feminine, of how to help you learn how to heal yourself. Just saying. You want to really marry those two together. Yeah. What else do we have going on there? Oh yeah, all the decks that I read are in the description box at the very bottom. That's where I keep them, because it's easier to scroll down and edit. But along with that are my two ebooks, Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, which was my first one to see if I could do it, and I did. The other is Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, that I was writing this time last year, having no idea that I would be a YouTuber at this point this year. No idea about that. That book saved my life. I wrote it through a really horrible dark night of the soul. Truly, my life was blown up beyond my capacity to blow it up. It was just something that was scheduled, scripted into the divine plan. And so writing that book, it's mostly a book of prayer, but it's my sense of humor with it. So go check it out. The reviews are really good. So go read the reviews, at least on my website. The Path of True Love videos are on there, Vimeo on demand. So I got a lot of content. I've been doing this a very, very, very long time. I'm 51 years old. I know I don't look it. Why? Witchcraft. Good. Is that everything? Oh, please remember to breathe. I am clearing out a head cold, so as you can see, as the energy gets high, I speed up. I'm very throat chakra defined. And this head cold is slowing me down a little bit. But the truth is that every time we inhale, whether we are aware of it or not, because we have to inhale, we're breathing in, we're taking in all the chi, the prana, the life force, the grace, the divine will, right, coming into us on the inhale with everything we need for that instant. And we exhale blessings, right? That grace moves through us, and it also removes with grace anything that's ready to go in that second. It also slows me down so that I can go more with the flow of the information coming through from my collective pantheons. Cool, cool. All right, my Libras, you ready? Let's do this. I'm in on this one. You know, I tried to separate my personal energies from these readings, but I just fucking gave up because every single time there it was on the table. So let's have a look-see-duck-see. This is looking at one of your twin flame contracts, the most important. We're going to start with Caroline Myss, archetype cards, one for the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine, and one for the contract itself, almost like a third entity. The contract that both y'all signed, right? Oh, and remember, this is not always sexual romantic. Usually it's shown in the cards themselves, but sometimes even if they're not shown in the cards, and I feel it, but you have to feel how, you know, intuit pay attention to what happens in your body, because how you know a reading isn't for you is it's not, because if you get repulsed, it's your reading. You just don't want to look at it, and that's fine. You know, it's maybe not the right time. Take what resonates, but what does it mean to resonate, right? It's a vibration in the physical body. What is the physical body telling you? How you know it's not your reading is it's meh, right? There have been times where I'm like watching some of these videos, I'm like, well, yeah, the information makes sense, but the body's like, meh. I'm like, no, not your reading. Cool, cool. All right, I think that's it. Let's dive. I'm ready. Breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheon of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. One card for the divine feminine in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign for November-ish 2019. What is the dominant archetype within this divine feminine, the soul power being alchemized from lead to gold in this twin flame contract? Oh, we've got the Saboteur. Don't click off. Everybody's got the Saboteur. It's part of the survival family of archetypes. Go read Caroline Myss's Sacred Contracts. Life-changing book for me, might be for you. We're going to read what's written on these cards once all three are down. Cool? So it's really the archetype of empowerment and life-changing decisions, right? Like, do you have the empowerment to make the healthy decisions or not? Otherwise, you're sabotaging yourself. And if you're sabotaging yourself, you're more open to being sabotaged by others and sabotaging others. Yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit more because that's really key, particularly in a twin flame contract. It can be about emotional sabotage, your own or being vulnerable to someone else's. Let's look at the divine masculine, see what we got going on here. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card for the divine masculine in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. What's his dominant archetype? The Prince. And he is funky. When it comes to funk, he is the junkie. Oh, I miss Prince. Oh, I miss him. I hear him in my head all the time, but just musically. Because he used to whisper. A little hard to hear clairaudiently. Let's get one for the contract itself, shall we? Please breathe. Hopefully this is the last day of this head cold. So I'm going to try and power through. I tried to power through yesterday. I was trying to do 3 a day. I only did 2. Because I needed the sleep. I needed the rest. I was like crashing in between reads. And I would wake up reborn. It was like Phoenix Ash, Phoenix Ash, Phoenix Ash all day long. So I got a good night's sleep. Alka-Seltzer plus cold nighttime. Tastes like orange and knocks you out. Like knockout gas. Knockout potion. All right, my pantheons, please. One card in clarity for this Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. What is the dominant archetype in this twin flame contract for November-ish 2019? This is the one. Well, the victim archetype. Okay. So this is also a well, it's a victim victor, right? Because all archetypes are neutral. Also survival family. So there's something here about survival where the Prince family is in the masculine family of archetypes. So this is going to feel, I can feel it already, a little classic in the sense that this is a pattern that has probably played out over and over and over and over again throughout not just your life relationship path necessarily. Remember, we don't know that this is romantic sexual yet. But throughout history, right? Because we all have the child archetype, the victim archetype, the saboteur archetype, and the archetype, and the prostitute archetype, and it has very little to do with being a hooker. Just saying. So we all have those. So that it's how humanity has learned to survive lead and gold, right? Great and not so hot. So let's look at the saboteur for you if you are the divine feminine here. And you'll hear it in the light, right? Because you're like, oh no, not the saboteur. Then you're only looking at the lead, if you will. I prefer the language of alchemy. But this contract is about alchemizing it, giving you everything that you need to love yourself, to heal yourself into the light attribute or the gold. Here we go. Shadow attribute. Induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So if there is arguing, if there are disagreements going on, it's really about a power struggle, right? About how you are allowing them to disempower you, how you are allowing yourself to disempower them or disempower yourself. The easiest way to say this is like when you make a promise to yourself, like that's it. Every day I'm gonna drink 2 of these bottles of pure filtered water because no, I told you I do not drink alcohol when I'm working. Because hydration is important. And you do it for a week, and in week 2 it's like, I only need 1 bottle today, right? Even though you made a decision of empowerment, you are sabotaging it. Just a tiny example, but I think a pretty good one. Because if you can't get the water for some reason, the pipe's busted, then that's different. You did your best. The light attribute, this is what you're shooting for, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. In other words, oh my God, there's the life-changing decision that would empower me. I would have to be bad, I would have to be bold, I would have to be wiser, I would have to be hard, I'd have to be tough, I'd have to be stronger, I'd have to be cool, I'd have to be calm, I'd have to stay together because all I know is love will save the day. And you're like, oh no. Don't want to look at that, right? Like it's highlighting it so that you can make life-changing decisions, because that's the thing. A decision is life-changing. Whether or not I drink this water now or 10 minutes from now, that's a choice. There will be a consequence, right? We breathe out choice, we breathe in consequence. It's just natural. Every thought we think that we allow to take root has a consequence, whether we consider it positive or negative. That's a choice. A decision is, that's it, I'm moving to Guam. Off like a prom gown, I'm the fuck out of here, right? I'm walking away from a toxic situation, which really, in the positive side for the divine feminine, walking away from toxic people and situations to do our own healing, to figure out our part of it, to heal our own part of it, huge part of it, but it is life-changing, right? Think Wile E. Coyote, all those plans and schemes, always falls on his ass. Let's look at the divine masculine, the prince archetype. Shadow attribute, using power for self-aggrandizement. So what does it mean? Self-aggrandizement. It's not about the natural grandeur of the soul. It's about the grandiosity of the ego, right? So using the power that the prince archetype has to like manipulate, to make themselves look bigger than they actually are, right? Well, I mean, look at how Prince did it, right? Like I'm talking the artist still in my soul, known as Prince. You know, he had all that power, and it was just a means to him, that, like, all the makeup and the heels and all of that stuff. He was a showman, right? So the shadow side of that would be doing that without the talent to back it up. In other words, it was a healthy means to a healthy end to get his art out to the world, which was truly an expression of his soul. So the shadow of that would be like wearing a mask. This can be very narcissistic, even covert narcissistic. So please, I just recently, in this past month or so, learned about covert narcissism. I knew about overt. They're easy to catch, right? They're like cartoon characters. They're so foobar, right? And no empathy whatsoever. Lying like crazy. But did you know there's a covert version? There's a bunch of there is like a dark pantheon of narcissists. So a great lesson for me. I cut that person out of my life, but every fucking reading on YouTube says he's coming back, and it'll be my decision. I was like, without therapy, hold your breath, fatherfucker. He's obviously not a motherfucker. I'm gay. You don't know that by now. Intuition. The overall contract, the victim archetype. Now this, very key. I'm getting from my guides, not just for this reading and for Libras, but for twin flame contracts altogether. And you'll see why, all right? The shadow attribute, the lead. Playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. So maintaining personal boundaries is something that only you can do, and the more that you love what rises, right, that you take the position of I am a soul that has been chosen to play this character, in my case, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. And I love Mal. I love Mark. He's a wonderful kid. My inner child is my heart, and I call him sweetheart, is my sweetheart, that innocence. But also remembers every slight, every hurt, every betrayal, everything. So giving that child its voice. I'll speak it. I just don't post it on social media, and I don't try and destroy people with it. Because that only means that they have played their role to help me heal in a twin flame contract, right? So I have to erect those personal boundaries, and I don't do the poor me thing. I don't. I've been doing this too long. It's easy to fall into, but what you do is you talk to that inner victim. If you want, to me, it's all the inner child. I love you, sweetheart. It's okay. It's okay that you feel victimized. It's okay you feel beaten and bruised. It's okay that I know it feels like it's unfair. It totally makes sense that you feel that way, like you're talking to an angry, hurt, wounded 5-year-old, right? Let's look at the light. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So you could say the lead is the victimizer, right? Because you're either allowing yourself to be victimized or victimizing others. The gold light is the victor, as in the spoils of war go to the victor. Victory. So there is victory in potential here in this twin flame reading, my Libras. And those are the dominant energies for the spread. Everything else will be in clarification of that. Like, for example, we're going to add... Yummy. Oh, I can't wait until this is over. Not the reading, the head cold. I just don't want to drug myself up on over-the-counter shit all day long while I'm reading if I can avoid it. Makes me pass out on the couch. We're going to get 3 of these. The voices of the angels, 1 for each. 1, 2, 3. Masculine, feminine, and contract itself. Please breathe. Slow it down. My angel said, kids, slow down. See, the celestials talk to me the way I talk to the child of my heart. That's the pipeline. That's the download track there. So please, my angels, 1 card in clarity for this divine feminine saboteur / empowerer, because it's about empowerment, archetype in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. Please, for the saboteur, 1 card of clarity. Well, power. Well, there we go. Yeah, like there is, like with the victim, we have the victor, like from the lead to gold. So I asked my guides, it's like, well, what's the name for the the golden saboteur, and they said the empowerer. So instead of sabotaging yourself, you empower yourself. Instead of sabotaging others, you empower others. And when someone tries to sabotage you, you alchemize it to empower yourself. So it's win-win on this side, on that side, and that's true with all the archetypes. So it does not shock me that the card of power is right under that in clarification. You got it? Like, click, balance, boop, boop. My angels, same thing for this Divine Masculine Prince archetype. Please, one card of clarity for the Divine Masculine in this Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Twin Flame contract for November-ish 2019. Please, one card in clarity. And we've got music. How interesting, considering I've been kind of connecting that card today to Prince Rogers Nelson. I find that a little interesting. And not my favorite card in the deck, and I'll tell you why. See this guy up here? That's Hermes. He's apparently my psychic DJ. Earworms all day long, right? But if I stop and I listen to either the feeling that the song evokes or the words, there's always some synchronicity there. So if you're the Divine Masculine here, pay attention to the songs. Also, if you have any sort of musical or lyrical talent, to use that. Could be that this prince is a musician. Now remember, we're not talking about bodily gender here. Oh, I didn't do the light side of the prince. I got so lost in the Prince of Darkness, right? Romantic charm and potential for power. I apologize for that, considering I have the Prince archetype lifelong. Yeah, I do. I have a fucking shit ton of romantic charm and potential for power, but potential and capacity are not the same thing. Everybody has potential to be amazing. Not everyone will take the journey. So this person could be involved in musical theater. They could be, you know, somewhere their music is a huge part of their life. Now, music is a huge part of my life. I'm not a professional musician. When I don't have a head cold, I have an amazing singing voice, classically trained. But also remember, every song has, you know, parts to it, right? First verse, right? Chorus, bridge, all of that. Every song has a beginning, middle, and an end. So to kind of flow with the playlist of life, let's look at this contract overall. Please, 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 my angels, one card in clarity for this overall twin flame contract for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for November-ish 2019. Please, we've got the Victim Victor archetype. What clarifies that? Truth and integrity, all right? So there's major truth and integrity in this twin flame contract. That's kind of what it's about from the angels' point of view. It's about speaking the truth. It's about being truthful to yourselves. If you can be truthful with other people, please do, because it involves your integrity. And let me just say this, I learned this from Caroline Myss. Liars can't heal. Liars don't heal. Because the truth is necessary. You need your integrity, your dignity. Healing is really about restoring dignity. And integrity is about wholeness, right? Structural integrity means that the structure of the thing is whole, W-H-O-L-E. In other words, there are no H-O-L-E-S, ass, or otherwise in the structure. So there's a lot of truth. Truth is light. So, you know, there's a lot of light in this contract, but it might be the light that burns, right? The truth will set you free, but it will probably piss you off first. I believe that's Gloria Steinem, and yes, I am a feminist. I'm a divine feminist. Welcome. Speaking of which, let's ask the goddesses, right? Goddess Aphrodite, Venus herself. One card for the Divine Feminine, one card for the Twin Flame contract. We'll do that with a different deck for the Divine Masculine. Please breathe. Oh, my goddess is sacred. Please, one card in clarity for the Divine Feminine. In this Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract for November-ish 2019. Please, one card in clarity. We've got the Saboteur Empower archetype with power. Would you please clarify that Saboteur archetype? Two of Cups, attraction. Now, I hear people on YouTube saying, oh, Two of Cups, it's true love. No, it's two love. You get there eventually, right? It's two, it's attraction. What I love about the card of the Whirlpool, as Fiona Morgan designed this card, think of two cups in a whirlpool as far away as possible, but slowly, 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 slowly being drawn together. Boop. So definite attraction, a powerful attraction from the Divine Feminine. Now, I would say Divine Feminine, if you can really be magnetic, relax, breathe through it, go with the flow of the whirlpool, this will resolve itself eventually, but it's only a 2. Now, they want me to remind, I've said this in other readings, I don't necessarily say it in every reading that I do where twin flames are involved. There are plenty of people who are happily married in twin flame contracts, but they understand the name of the game. They understand that, oh, you can't really give me what I want. I have to give me what I really want, like the self-love, the self-respect, right? It's a great way to crack codependence. And then there can be a real understanding, but it has to be negotiated. They are hot, they are passionate, but like maybe you have your own life, right? Your own career, your own friends, right? And then when the two of you are together, it is hot and passionate, and maybe you argue every now and again, but then you retreat to your corners and you heal yourself, you come back as new people. It's not the same as a soulmate contract where you help each other heal. Some people are just like that. Like, I could see myself maybe married to a twin flame contract, but at that point, it would have to alchemize itself into a true lover contract, which is my own download that I got from my guides, my gods, my masters. And there's a video that I did on that as well. You might want to go check that out. Yeah, true love conquers all. And it might be what saves the fuck out of this planet. So let's get one for the relationship, the twin flame itself, the contract. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for this. Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Whoopsie, twin flame contract. Nope, I'm not taking it. I saw what it was. If it was face down, I would have taken it. This twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. Please, my goddesses, we've got the victim archetype with truth and integrity. What say you? Okay. The Four of Cups, sorrow. Now, I know different. Usually you see this as the Five of Cups, where they're, you know, a couple of cups. 3 brown bears, skip 4. Looking at, you know, what has been spilled and not focusing on what has been kept, like what is still there. And the Four of Cups, of course, there's some disillusionment in there. The card of sorrow is, to me, the same thing as disappointment, vibrationally, emotionally. Excuse me for 1 second. Here, I'll do this. That was a quick one. You don't have to hear me hack stuff up. It's just the detox process. It's what happens. That disappointment and sadness are sort of the same emotion, which means there were expectations involved here that the boundary of may not have been established in this relationship of what was actually doable. Why? Because there's an issue of truth and integrity here that is really important. So maybe there was some truths here, that there were some agreements saying, yes, I want exactly what you want, and that wasn't the truth, or at least it wasn't the whole truth. Perhaps some truth was withheld, which is called a sin or an error of omission, where you just don't put all your cards on the table. Either side, by the way, just because that's the feminine goddess energy doesn't mean that's necessarily of the divine feminine. Might be both sides, right? Let's find out. Let's ask the Mythic Tarot by Juliet Sharman Burke. 1 card for the divine masculine, 1 for the contract. Please breathe. You see how tricky these are? That's why I need lots of rest when I do the twin flames. Soulmates are so much more easy. So much easier. Better grammar. Better Kelsey grammar. Please, my gods, Eros in particular, please, 1 card in clarity for this divine masculine prince archetype in this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. We've got, oh my god, the prince archetype with music. Please, would you please clarify this for us for the well-being of all? The Hermit. Okay, could be Virgo. Could have Virgo placement. I agree with that because I am a Virgo. A fucking hermit like that. I love the Hermit. Hermits go voluntarily. They're not in exile. With that next to music, it's like this divine masculine has disappeared. If that is you, if you are the divine masculine in this, sort of listening to music, right? Sort of getting into music, which, by the way, can be a huge soul healing thing, but has probably just like, okay, like in this Prince archetype, he's holding flowers behind his back, is withholding feelings, is, yeah, I do feel a certain stubbornness, but also stubbornness to look within, particularly if there has been lies and deception, and the prince was the shadow prince, the prince of darkness. His demon took over, right? We all have our demons, the 7 deadly sins. What is narcissism? If anything, a demon, right? It's like we don't think of it in those terms because we've run it through the filter of psychology, which is essential, right? That it's a diagnosable personality disorder, right? But I'm using that as an example. So is, codependence, I don't think is a personality disorder anymore because everybody fucking does it. But it becomes like a demon. So it feeds upon the power of the person who is possessed by the demon, right? It's like a parasite. So it's not who they are. So it feels like this prince is in hermit mode. And it's so funny because this is Kronos, right? He's got the scythe, right? Really looking to cut away that which no longer serves with his own life, with his own light, right? Bringing shadows into light, doing his own healing, taking his own time, which is good to see for a divine masculine. Usually that's the terrain of the divine feminine. The divine feminine first wavers. We are the first wavers. We were the first to awaken. It was fucking hard. People thought we were fucking weird. Well, we are. I guess in comparison to the rest of humanity, it's the divine masculines, the second wavers now that gotta wake the fuck up. We need them. Not that we need them for our own personal process. Obviously, twin flame contract, you have to heal yourself. But we need them to stand in their truth and their integrity and embrace their vulnerability, because there is no such thing there's no such thing as control within the quantum. There is free will, but those are two different things. Free will and control are two different things. The divine feminine gets that more and more and more. The divine masculine is like, no, it's like study the quantum. You're in a video game, dude, called Human Life, and the name of the game, what would love do? That's how we heal. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. And how much do divine masculines love surrendering control that was never theirs to begin with? Which a lot of this victimization can be. Let's get one for the contract itself. Please, my gods, one card in clarity for this Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract. For November-ish 2019, we've got the victim archetype, truth and integrity with sorrow. Please, what add you to this? 9 of Wands, a defensive stance. Almost there, almost at the 10. This is Jason and the Argonauts on the Argo, trying to land, right? But they can't because they're stuck on the rocks, right? Love on the rocks. No big surprise. Little Neil Diamond there for you. So that's not the divine masculine alone. It's like there is sorrow going on in this twin flame contract. 9 of Wands, there is a defensiveness here, which in a way, if it's building a healthy boundary, that's a good thing, right? Like defensiveness. If it's like, okay, no, we are putting up boundaries here. Maybe it's a leave me the fuck alone boundary. Maybe not. Maybe it is I need this time to heal on both sides, because the attraction and the love is really, really strong with this divine feminine. Well, it's an attraction, but the divine masculine is like, I don't know who the fuck I am anymore since I've met you. You've changed everything. And it's not just her, it's the two of them together. It's scheduled, it's contracted. But whatever it is that he wants from her, so to speak, pardon the pronouns, we're talking energetic dynamic, she can't give it to him and vice versa. Can they give it to themselves? Well, with truth, and as they embrace their true integrity, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, the divine within them, they find that, oh, I have both masculine and feminine within myself. I need to marry them both together. So this defensive place, this Nine of Wands, probably a very good thing as emotional healing and processing is being done through truth on both sides. Right? Because you're mirroring each other, you're twins, right? Twinsies. Let's get some lead and gold with the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Baby, Love Pack, love, baby. That's where it's at. Oh, one more time. I'm so sorry. Okay, I will take an Alka-Seltzer day after this. So very sorry. I have to remember I did that twice. Otherwise, I will forget to edit them. I split the deck in half. I did this with the Samhain Mercury retrograde reads. Half of the deck is the suit of problems, as I like to call them, the Debbie Downer womp womp cards. The rest of the deck is the suit of luck, of grace, and of healing. So this is going to represent the lead and the gold that is being alchemized again in each party, if you will. Divine Feminine, party of one. Please, my masters, the Ascended Masters, and there are a lot of pagan Ascended Masters, man. Ooh. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I love them a lot. They love me a lot. They've carried me through a lot this past year, and it's 11:11 on the clock. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course you're not. They're like, look. I'm like, oh, we're all one. Do you know that's the meaning of the 11:11? I used to work for Solara, Starborn Unlimited. Go Google that shit. I was her personal assistant. January 11th, 1992, I think, was the original event. Had nothing to do with November 11th at all. I'm still recovering from the last bit of resentment I have that she made me wear white pants after Labor Day. Fashion has changed. No, it hasn't! Serial mom. Let's look at some lead here for the Divine Feminine, please. My Masters, one card in clarity. For this Divine Feminine Saboteur Empowerer archetype in this twin flame, in this Libra twin flame contract for November-ish, 2019. Fantasy. So the lead here is that she's got something in her mind here that is way better than what's going on. Not just false hope, this thing of fantasy, a rescue fantasy that this Divine Masculine will give to her what really he can't, right? It's like, but maybe this time. Oh no, I'm not going into the musical Cabaret right now. Not my favorite musical. Sorry, I just had a Liza Minnelli moment, and really, I'm a Bet and Cher gay, not a Barbara Liza gay. I sold my soul to rock and roll. This is very, very much on her mind, right? It is the lead. It's like, but what if only, but what if, and that is self-sabotage to an extent. But if you do the work of allowing those fantastical voices to be heard from the perspective of the higher self, right? Saying, it's okay, I know you believe that, I know you want that, just maybe not with this person, but how may I serve you, child of my heart? Because it is the innocence of the heart that really wants to believe that love conquers all, because it's what it's been fed lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, though rarely experienced. And, you know, I dated a Pisces once. I was married to one, a guy, but this was a different Pisces, interestingly enough. They had the same birth date. And he said, no, man, it's like you don't want to date me because I will romanticize and have an image of you that you can never live up to. It's very self-sabotorial. So let's get some gold. What is the healing, the grace, or the luck to help balance that out, right? The alchemical balance, please. My master, same thing for this Divine Feminine in this Libra Collective twin flame contract. Please, one card. Risk. That she's going to have to take a risk, and that's the healing suit, right? The risk of what? Of following this attraction and saying no matter what happens, whether it meets my fantasy or not, it is happening for me. This is happening to help me. Don't have to like it. Don't have to be cotton candy fluffy bunny about it at all. But I can at least keep that in mind that somehow this is all scripted in the divine plan. I contracted to do this shit. So let me take the risk. Now, the nature of that risk is going to be different. Is it reaching out and communicating? He's in hermit mode. I wouldn't. Let him come to you. Let the hermit come out of hermitage if ever. And if he doesn't, contract done, right? It's okay. We need so many twin flames in order to really get where we need to get, right? It's like they are the ones, the twin flames are the crucible that hold us in place while the fires of transformation turn us from cookie dough to cookie. And it's not great from the perspective of the cookie dough, right? But afterwards, right, you're like, ooh, look at how crispy crunchy I am. I have dark chocolate chips in my otherwise crusty on the outside, chewy on the inside soul, right? You felt that. Let's get lead and gold here for the divine masculine, please, my masters. You're so good to me. You're so good to us. Yeah, I know. Please, one card in clarity. The lead here for this divine masculine prince archetype in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. Top of the card, defensiveness. Yeah, divine feminine, don't. don't bother right now. With the hermit, right? So his defenses are up. Might be that a conversation, a communication, she took a risk and said how she really felt, said what she was really not just feeling emotionally, but intuitively, what she might have exposed him. Drag him, expose him. Who will be exposed tonight? So his dukes are up, his guards are up. Sort of just listening to music, which I also get the feeling other people around him in his life are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, nothing. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah, they're confusing the fuck out of people around them. Let's look here with what's the gold here? Because, you know, we want him to heal. Because unity consciousness, everybody's going on about fifth dimensional awareness. It's called unity consciousness. It's in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali from thousands of years ago, right? We are all one. And as you study more quantum physics, even just on an intuitive level, you get it's like, oh my God, we really are all one. So as I heal my heart, all hearts heal, right? As I forgive myself, all selves are forgiven, right? Just how it works. As I love me, all me's are loved. And I just don't mean the quantum variance. I mean all hearts are loved, right? So let's get some gold here. So my masters, please, one card in clarity for this divine masculine prince archetype. A piece of luck, a piece of healing, a piece of grace for this divine masculine. Intimacy. So how interesting. Intimacy with defensiveness that probably is very much in conflict because wants the intimacy with this divine feminine, that there is something beautiful that happens when they're together. This is romantic sexual. Right, we've got romantic charm in the prince archetype there. We've got the Two of Cups, attraction with fantasy and risk. Yeah, this is romantic sexual. If it's not, keep going, because then there will be more information here. Yeah, but with that sorrow card, truth and integrity in the victim totally makes sense. That he's very much in conflict, that very much wants this intimacy. Now, what is intimacy? Intimacy is about showing to others what you may not have even really been comfortable within yourself, but here it is, right? It's authenticity, but it takes vulnerability, and divine masculines aren't good at that. Divine feminines, we're used to it, right? Because we're intimate with our own emotions. I think they're getting intimate and with themselves in the sense, particularly through music, it does make sense that there are certain songs that are triggering, right, bringing up sadness and grief and regret and stuff. And though he might be thinking that's all about the divine feminine, it's not. The divine feminine is the twin flame trigger that brings up the unfinished business within their cell tissue, within their emotional bodies, within their quantum field. You get what I'm saying? So kind of having to go behind his own walls to do that, because it feels like he's a little ashamed of his behavior, right? It's like, I can't believe I fucking did that to her. I can't believe the fuck is wrong with me, right? So now going into this deeper place behind the defensive wall, right, to heal intimacy issues, really with the Hermit card right above it, that does feel right. Let's get the same lead and gold balance for the contract itself, please, my masters. Considering about the victim-victor archetype, this is a big deal. This is about survival, then, considering we also have the Saboteur, also a member of the survival family of archetypes. Please, my masters, one card in clarity. What is the lead? What is the problem in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. We've got the victim archetype. Truth and integrity is in the balance here between sorrow and defensiveness. So please, one card in clarity. What's going on here? Cynicism, all right? So the cynical victimizer, right? Now, what is cynicism? Now, sometimes cynicism is absolutely necessary if, for example, you're lost in fantasy. It's sort of an antidote, but it's a toxic antidote, right? It's like taking poison to counteract poison, which is sometimes what anti-venom is, right? What is anti-venom? But cynicism is where the heart is over, the head is over the heart. It's purely ego-driven. It's purely defensive and often can come from disappointment and heartbreak. And what just kills me about this card, right? There's this canoodling couple on the bottom of the picture. They're sitting on a bench and there's this bitch up in the penthouse fucking dumping her trash on them, which makes me laugh. Now look, I like cynical humor. I'm from New York. That does. It cracks me the fuck up. But, you know, that might be something that this relationship, it's like you guys need to look at this from another perspective than through cynicism. Right? It's like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter what I do. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, that's life in the modern age. No, like I said, this has played itself out throughout history, maybe in your past lives together, because twin flames can repeat. If you don't heal it, if you don't fulfill the contract in one life, you decide to do it again in another life. Yeah, it's just how it rolls. It's all up to us on a higher level. Once we're in, it's baked into the contract, darlings. Then there's meta incarnation. Let's not even go there right now. Let's get the gold here, please, my masters. What is some healing, some luck, some grace here for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for November-ish 2019? I see you. I see you shaking that ass. Shaking that ass that this is an adventure. All right, that this is not over, unfortunately. It is an adventure. That this is, if the two can really get on the same page, it's like, look, we're not going to be able to give each other what we want, but we can serve each other what we need to heal, to grow. And if we understand, that is the foundation. Like, particularly if this isn't romantic sexual. Romantic sexual you can eventually walk away from. Family, that's harder, right? Boss, that's harder. Not feeling that here, but just saying that if you see this in its larger context, the cynicism will soften. It's like, you know what? This is somehow an adventure of healing, that we're not on the same road, we're on parallel roads going in the same direction, and we will come together and go apart, and come together and go apart. And probably when you come together, it can feel really amazing and very safe, very empowering, very romantic. But then if you can get, oh, they're pulling back or they're upset because of something that happened that triggered what was already inside of them for them to heal. I can't help them do that. All I can do is pull back and maybe pray for them, bless them. May they be blessed with grace. May they be blessed with all that they need to heal. And Divine Feminine, if that's something that you can do, I will say this, having just gotten myself out of, but if this involves me and, as I call him, farm boy, then I need a farm man, not a farm boy. I need a king, not a fucking page, right? Not a prince. I want a king. If you want a king, you must be a queen. Yes. But that to take the adventure, right? That there really is an opportunity here to heal, take the journey, the hero's journey. And hero's journey is supposed to be easy. This might even be a true lover contract. True lovers, go watch the video that I did. I do a True Lovers Collective read once a month now. It is about the implosion of soulmate and twin flame, which means that you've incarnated over and over and over again, and even meta-incarnation. What a meta-incarnation is where the soul is chosen or chooses to play the same lifetime over and over and over and over and over again, just like a really good video game, right? Like making different quantum choices each time, trying to empower over and over and over again to beat the boss, right? To nail it, particularly during this time of planetary ascension and awakening and yada, 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 right? Spirituality, they can't fucking burn you at the stake, at least in the United States, for your spiritual path like they used to. Anybody else? Burned at the stake, hung. Well, I'm hung, but I am a quarter Sicilian. Sorry, I had to throw in a dick joke. We need as much levity as we can get with these twin flame reads. We only have 4 more cards to put on the table. We're going to get 3 of the Whispers of Love Oracle. I love this deck so much. 1 for each, and then we're going to end with a Journey of Love, which those cards are so intense if you've watched any of the other ones. I use them in the soulmate reads, so chances are you have. Go watch your soulmate read. It's the antidote to the twin flame read, which is why I do them first. Here's the medicine before the wound. Here we go. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. Breathe. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, please, a whisper of love for the divine feminine in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. We've got the Saboteur, divine feminine here with power, a powerful whirlpool attraction with fantasy and risk. Kind of feels like she's willing to take the risk if he's really gonna do his side of it. So it's not an uncalculated risk, but willing to walk away from her fantasy and see what's really going on here. So please, higher selves of all involved, 1 for the divine feminine. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love, and that's the risk that she's taking there. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking love anyway. No matter what comes of it, I'm going to love me. I'm going to send love to them. I'm going to appreciate this moment because I cannot... This moment is essential to my own healing, my own progress, my own process, moving forward on the path of true love, that twin flames are necessary, and whether I'm with this person or not, it's not important right now. What's important is now, to appreciate this moment, because the love that's available to the divine feminine is the love that only she can give herself. Doesn't that make sense? Makes a lot of sense. I love this oracle deck that I got at Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. Say hi to Veronica. Tell him I said hello. 1 for the divine masculine, please, the higher selves of all involved. This divine masculine prince in this Libra collective twin flame relationship for November-ish. Please, 1 card here. We've got the prince with a musical hermit, which is sort of odd, but I get it. You know, a hermit who's kind of in their musical aspect, with defensiveness of their own intimacy, right? What's going on here? Treasure your loved ones, divine masculine prince. It is important to love others deeply. So look, that wouldn't come up there unless this prince really loved this divine feminine saboteur archetype and power archetype. In fact, he's probably kind of a little bent of how empowered she's getting, the decisions that she's making, perhaps feeling a little left out in the cold. But it's so important that he gets to know, I do love this person, because there is still love in a twin flame contract. We are love. Love is the answer. But we're talking divine love. We're talking love of self. That as you bless your heart, so if you're the divine masculine, as you treasure your own inner child, the child of your heart, your innocence, call it what you want, you let it have its voice, you don't act on it, you keep your conduct in alignment, you be truthful in your own integrity. Let this child say and feel what it was, but you don't let it possess you. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Treasure that one. You will feel so much more at ease with expressing your love to others, because you know, even if they reject your love, which there is a possibility, the divine feminine might reject their love, that it's okay. It's okay. I've got you, babe. Very Sunny and Cher. I've got you, babe. I love you. I'm here no matter what they do, and that's what I say to my child and this twin flame true love, or whatever the fuck it is I'm going through. Sweetheart, no matter what farm boy does, no matter what comes, no matter what goes, I am here for you. I will never abandon you. I'm sorry I didn't learn this sooner, but here I am. And that child, it took a while for that child to say, yeah, because a lot of people said, I love you, and they lied, right? So there's definitely a need for real truth here, but perhaps both of them are finding that truth within themselves, that they can come together again, because this does not feel done with that adventure card. Let's get a clarifier. Please, the higher selves of all involved. One card of clarity, a whisper of true love for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. We've got the victim archetype. The victim victor, leaning towards victory, we hope, with truth, through truth and integrity, though there is sorrow and defensiveness going on here. With that balance of cynicism about the adventure, please, a whisper of love here, please. A clue, a tip, a hint, a message from the higher selves of all involved about this Libra collective contract. And we've got have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. Now for the Divine Feminine with that fantasy, don't have faith in the fantasy. Have faith that that fantasy has pieces in it that are part of what's going to come to you eventually with this person or not. I really believe that our heart's desires are nothing more than intuitions from the soul telling us this is what we're going to do in this life. And that's why you want it so much. But to have faith, to trust your faith in this situation, that it is here to help you. Now for the Divine Masculine, the same thing. Let me have faith that I can heal, that I can be truthful, that I can be honorable, that I can be in my integrity, and that this contract, this relationship is helping me learn how to do that for myself, so I become more congruent with my soul, with my spirit, and just overall happier, healthier, wealthier, and wiser. Have faith. Have faith. See, we all have faith, but where do we spend it? Do we spend it in, well, they're just an asshole, or somewhere there's a divine being in there, and this is a contract, and this is happening for me, not to me, which is really a way of looking at the victim-victor archetype. The victim said, this is happening to me, and the victor, after a while, through self-esteem, right, creating healthy boundaries, self-esteem is a verb, not a noun, right, it's always ongoing, saying, no, somehow this is happening for me, everything is here to help me, everything is here to help us grow. It's very Matt KAHN, go check them out. Now, this journey of love, there's no way I'm memorizing every meaning in this card. There's poetry involved here, that's why I'm using the book. I will never be able to recall word for word. Besides, I'm not a good quoter, I'm a great paraphraser. But these are so powerful, and this is going to represent the entire contract itself. Ready? Breathe. We started with the collective pantheons. We will end with the collective pantheons, and then we will do the summary. Please breathe. Oh, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one Journey of Love Oracle card in summation of this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract. Earth angel, will you be mine? Yeah, I was classically trained. I have no desire to be in show business except for YouTube, apparently. I wouldn't mind reading Chelsea Handler, Margaret Cho, Kathy Griffin. That's the brush I want to have with fame. Maybe Katya, if she's into it. Well, Katerina Petrovna Zamolochikova, but your dad just calls her Katya. So we've got number 54, 5 and 4 is a 9. So we're looking at a number of almost completion here. Pardon me. Oh, right, I've read this one before. It's a little different. It's got a poem, the oracular meaning, and then another poem, which is not usually how this oracle works, but here we go. Such a pretty card, too. Earth Angel. Uriel. Earth Angel, you carry the world in your robes and heaven in your hair. Ain't it the truth? You bring me a special gift now, responding to my prayer. Though sometimes I may feel that I am struggling or alone, you come to me now and carry me into my heart. You bring me home. Even from the darkest depths I rise up to meet your light. I cannot be separated from the divine. I cannot be separated from the light. Unity consciousness. This oracle brings a message of divine guidance. You have an angel with you, watching over you and assisting you in response to your heart's call for help. Love and protection for you and your beloveds, right? So there is a need. You've made the prayer. They've heard the call even if you didn't put it into words. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Keep praying each day from your heart and know that you are safely carried on the journey of love. If you have been worrying about a loved one, know that this protection extends to them as well. You are asked to pray more and worry less, allowing love to be. Yeah, that's even clearing my heart chakra. I pray all the time. Prayer without ceasing, right, is totally part of the deal as you progress. Let me read the poem. Thank you for walking with me. Before you climbed up here, I was afraid. I had risked everything by holding out my hand. And now, as I share your joy and excitement at being a friend, I realize. So sorry. As I share your joy and excitement at being a friend, I realize I may have to run to catch up with you. All right. That speaks fucking volumes for this spread, for this contract, because there is still a possibility of friendship here, of reconciliation, even though the judgment card isn't on the table. That the angels are involved here. The divine is involved. This is a divine connection, a divine contract, albeit twin flame. There is still an ability. The divine feminine is going to have to take a risk. The divine masculine is going to have to be open to vulnerability and intimacy, even if it's never sexual or romantic intimacy. Again, a thing of really coming forward. Truth and integrity is just jumping out at me. So let's do the overview. It'll make more sense in review. Magic clap. We have got the divine feminine with the saboteur archetype. Shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So keep an eye on that voice when it pops up. Light attribute highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life, like if you take the risk and walk away from this fantasy into the reality of what's really going on here. Of course, the divine feminine has this power, right? So the saboteur, the light side, considered the empowerer. So there's, with attraction, with that Two of Cups, with that whirlpool, very, very strong, powerful current drawing these two together and then apart, then together and apart. But there's a big thing of fantasy here. Perhaps that fantasy is that this is worst case scenario instead of best case scenario, and that there is a risk. My sense is that the worst case scenario has probably played itself out already, and now the idea of taking the risk to actually come together and heal this, but to appreciate this moment, each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So be here now and heal and love what is rising within. For the divine masculine, we've got the prince archetype using power for self-aggrandizement, making himself bigger than he actually is, wearing a mask, essentially. But the light attribute, romantic charm and potential for power, whether or not he actualizes that potential remains to be seen. But with the card of music with the hermit here, that this is a song he's going through. This is a playlist of his life. This is a time he will remember where he really pulls back into himself to cut away toxic patterns within his own self, using the light of his soul, the light of consciousness, bringing shadows into the light, sacrificing them, if you will. And along with that defensiveness and intimacy, that there was probably a lot of push-pull coming from him in this one, very much wanting to, but being so afraid of being vulnerable and intimate, a fear of intimacy, obviously, if you want to look at it that way. But the message from the higher self, treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply, even if that is in hermitage, to let yourself cry, even if you feel like, you know, this is over and done and you'll never see them again. In your heart, you're just afraid of it being broken, to just treasure love deeply. Love this divine feminine deeply, even if it's from afar. It will heal your heart and it will break open your intimacy issues. But at least you will just be with yourself dealing with that, unless you are working with a therapist, a counselor. something of that nature. If you're the divine masculine, the relationship itself, the contract, the victim archetype in the shadow, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. If that's going on, knock it off. It ain't the truth, right? Inability to maintain personal boundaries. It might be that the divine feminine has put up personal boundaries but walked over them over and over and over again. The divine masculine obviously has his boundaries up, right? So there's an ability and an inability here for both. The light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So there has been victimization in this contract. Self-victimization, victimizing the other, allowing it, right? But that's what this is about. This is really, if these two do not come together and, you know, heal themselves individually and balance this out, then they're probably going to replay this with somebody else. But if they can balance this out, if they can fulfill and complete the contract, this is preparing them for something so much healthier with somebody else. Worth it. Why? Because we've got truth and integrity here. This is all about truth, honor, wholeness, right? Walking in the light. What is walking in the shadow? Doing shit that you don't want anybody else to know about, right? So there is a lot of sorrow and a lot of defensiveness, I feel like, on both sides, not just sorrow with the divine feminine, defensiveness with the divine masculine. Really a blend of both in both, with a cynicism about the adventure. It's like, well, fuck this. This isn't worth it. What, I'm not going to get what I want? I'm not going to get what I want from this? Well, that's the ego. The soul knows on some level that all of this is happening for them, and to have faith, trust your faith in this situation, that this is all part of the divine plan, that there is a greater good, that this is all happening for the well-being of all, and all about learning how to heal and love the self. And with Earth Angel, you're not alone in this. The divine is in work. Reach out, communicate, pray for this other person, for yourself, for this contract in and of itself, that it be a blessing on all of life for the well-being of all. And so it is. Well, my Libras, that was a longie, but a goodie. I wish you the very best and the very blessed in this very, very tricky, turbulent, tumultuous, transformative twin flame contract for November-ish 2019. Please do like, subscribe. Remember, Drunk Tarot is in the offering from Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. And may this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract be blessed with all that it needs to heal, to grow, that they can learn, that they can love, that they can fulfill this contract and their roles in the divine plan for the well-being of all. And I truly mean that as someone with Venus and Libra who's connecting very much with this reading personally, which I try not to do, but what you gonna do? May we all be blessed with all that we need to learn, to heal, to grow, to love, and become the best that we can be for the well-being of all. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching, my Libras, but for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.